Hey everybody, this is Harshit and welcome back to the channel. And this is going to be episode 4 of the non-coder building SaaS application using AI. The previous episode 3, where we were focusing solely on the folder structure and getting the sidebar live while modularizing the actual code that we found from SADC UI, it was a little difficult to do. I mean, that's how it is. It's a little difficult to do, but if you just sit at it, if you take a couple of breaks, just get your mind a little fresh and come back, you'll be able to solve it. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, in the last video, if you can see, it was 1 hour and 46-minute video, and in the end, I was so tired, I was so irritated, but I just went for a walk, just play with your dog, just come back home, and now start working on it again. And now it worked. That's how it is. I think that's how progress happens. And in this video, I'll be showing you guys how I was able to get my dashboard live. As you can see, this is on localhost right now. How I was able to get this live, because in the last video, this was all messed up. We weren't able to see the dashboard at all. So let me show you the prompts of how exactly I was able to do it. And sorry, I don't have a recording for this because it was last night. I just wanted to go ahead and work on it because I was so irritated. Yes, that's 16 hours ago, as you can see. Fixed sidebar. So here's what I did, right? So I was facing a lot of issues with the sidebar. It wasn't properly showing on the local host, right? So here's what I did. So basically I just said, right now the entire sidebar is fucked and I can't see shit. The dashboard looks so bad. I'm just copy pasting the code here so that you could just go ahead and make proper changes to the layout folders. That's it. And I just pasted this entire code. All right, so this entire code I was able to paste. And if you're wondering where I found this code, it's basically the sidebar code here. So that's what I did. I just went onto this. Okay, not this one, sorry. I just went back to components, sidebar, and I clicked on manual, and now this code. I've simply copied this code and just put it back on cursor. See, import as React. See, this is basically the code. I've copy pasted the entire thing. Simply just copy pasted the entire thing and said, this is the code, help me fix my current code base. And now as you can see, it simply was able to give me the proper code bases, because while we were modularizing, the AI actually forgot this code. Sometimes that happens. All you have to do, just remind it again that, hey, this is the code. Make sure my files are in this format, and then it'll be able to fix it. And that's exactly what we did. And now we are live. This is our sidebar, guys. Finally, we can see our beautiful SADC UI sidebar. And I'm just so excited to have this as my community platform, because I mean, just look at how clean this is. Imagine people coming in onto my platform, talking to me, asking questions, booking meetings. That'll be so exciting just to see, right? But while I was doing this, I don't know if you guys remember, but we found something cool. We found, okay, I think you guys also know that I was talking to you guys about starting my own newsletter. So this is something I want to implement. You just type your email in, and then, okay, let's see what happens when I type my email in. Harshit.2810@gmail. Yeah, my email looks like a 7th grader created it, because yes, I made that when I was in 7th grade, but I have a custom domain, so I'll work on that. But yes, nothing really happened. Maybe we can make some nice changes. So this is basically what we can use here, right? This is basically what we can use here, and just remove all these themes again, and then maybe have a switch for dark mode and light mode as well. But guys, this is where we are at. Takes a little bit of patience, takes a little bit of courage, and takes a little bit of persistence, a lot of persistence, to get to where exactly you want to. So this is our sidebar properly implemented without writing a single line of code. Guys, go back, watch my video. I didn't write a single line of code because I don't know how to write a single line of code. All right. But before that, I'm just looking at my sidebar, and I think I want to make my sidebar a little more cleaner, because if you just look at it, it has sidebar outside the sidebar folder, layout outside again, sidebar again. So now what we can do is, let's try to structure the code really well, because I don't want my code just to be all over the place. It's better if there's more clarity, and when the code is clean, you know exactly what folders the codes are in. Now what I'm going to do is simply take this here, put it back in, and now let me start dictation. Hey, as you can see, this is my entire layout section, but I see there's a small issue. I can see that app sidebar.tsx, data.ts, app sidebar.ts, data.ts, main layout.tsx, sidebar main.tsx, and types.tsx. These files are actually outside the folders. So what I need help with is that, do we move the app sidebar.tsx and couple other files into its respective folders? That's what I need help with. Also, if you actually look into my entire code base, we have a folder for hooks. Is types and data hooks? Are types and data hooks? If they are, can we just move it into the hooks folder, where you can see there's use mobile.ts as well. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. I just basically want to structure my files better and more cleaner. That was my prompt, and I hope you guys know what I'm trying to do here. Simply just trying to make my code cleaner, so that after this we can just move forward with what we want to build. So let's just command enter and wait for the prompt. Okay, so it understands that you want to better organize your file structure based on the code provided. Here's how you should restructure. All right, so sidebar main goes into sidebar. Okay, let's just do that. Sidebar main, this goes into sidebar. Done. And app sidebar goes into sidebar as well. And then types. Move the types folder to types. Okay, I don't think we have a types, right? I'm not sure what it's talking about. Oh, there is a types folder. Okay, got it. So here, as you can see, there's a types folder. Now what we do is, where was it? Layout and this one. So this, we move it out into the types folder. Perfect. And what about data.ts? That's something we have to ask, because it didn't tell us what to do with data.ts and main layout. But before that, as you guys know, make sure you save it. And now just go to settings and then just resync. Syncing 90%, 93%, 100%. But I guess you missed out two files. The first one is data.ts and the other one is main layout.tsx. Where do these files go? Okay, so now it's reading through all the files again. Now let's see what it does. Okay, I think I'll have to upgrade, because it's just taking a lot of time to load. All right, so looking at its imports usage, the file import types and used by sidebar, it should be moved to lib.data.ts. All right. So this is basically where we move it to lib. Okay. So I guess, interesting. So maybe we move this here. All right. And then source/lib. So we just move the data to lib. That is done. What happened to UI? Something's wrong with the UI. Oh, I think it's because we moved this, right? So that must be. So so this is lib utils/utils again. Slash tab. Yes, this works now. Okay, all right, for main layout, move the main layout. Okay, you just move the main layout into, I think it just stays there. I think it just stays there. Yeah, it just stays there. Perfect. This is much more cleaner. And now we can simply move forward with coding. All right, so let's just check if it hasn't affected our code. I don't think, it did affect our code. Where exactly though? Okay, I think it didn't save. I don't think we saved it. Let's just try saving it. You know what, let's try building this again. Yarn build. Okay. Should we have done all of this? Right. Help me solve this. Let's see what it gives. Always keep saying upgrade to pro. Okay, let's go back to, we do have a utils, right? Is it not able to read the utils? I don't know why it's not able to read this. Okay, let's do this one more time. Let's just go back. Let's resync the index. And after resyncing this, let's just prompt this again. Simply just command enter. Let's see what it says. All right, so first create the utils. I think that's the problem here. You know what we do? So right now, all you have to do is just click on this, right? We do have utils. I don't know what utils is. Is it utility or something? Utils.ts, right? Command enter. Let's see what it does. Position 2610. Okay, this is taking some time. I see the issue. The problem is with the import in your components. All right, so it must be components.js. Components.js. First check Tailwind config. I think it's there. And now we just go back to, okay, the utils import in your components.json. Okay, so we just change this to this. Did it change? Or do we just do it manually? Where is it again? Components.json. Import. I don't see any kind of import. Or is it in Tailwind? Whoa, so I'll have to update everything. Got it. Let's just do it. Okay. So I think you shouldn't have done that. Let's just move the utils back to library because I don't want to deal with the headache. I don't want to deal with this headache. Yeah, this is fine. I think we just have to fix the sidebar or the separator where, yes, we just fix this. It's not utils. I think this should just work. Yeah, I think it should work. Let's see. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't really highlight in red, right? I think that's where the problem is. It's supposed to highlight in red everywhere there's been a mistake, but it isn't highlighting it. So that's why I guess we're just having an issue with it. But yeah, I think we're good. And now let's just do yarn dev and reload, and we are good. Perfect. We're just back. Did it change something? I thought that this was, I think it's just perfect, right? It's perfect. Okay, maybe it's just me thinking that we just went a little lower. Not sure. Maybe my eyes are just tricking me right now. Anyways, all right, so now let's think of it. What are the UI changes that we have to do? Let's just add the subscribe to our newsletter into our sidebar. So for that, this is what we're going to do. Okay, so what happens when we close this? When we close it, it doesn't say anything, right? But when you open it, it says like this. But because this opening and closing thing is a little different from what we have currently, so I'm just curious to see how this is going to work. So what we're going to do is just go to the code and just click on this. This is basically, it says sidebar opt-in form. So let's just confirm. Yeah, this is the code. Subscribe to our newsletter. All right. Let's just simply copy this and go back to our code and say, in our code, this is my current dashboard. Can you help me add this in the sidebar? All right. So, okay. So do you think we should just question it and then ask what exactly to do? All right. So here's my thought process for this. So we've just taken a screenshot, added this in. So there are two options. Do we just enter in the exact requirements saying this is not what I want? What would exactly happen when the sidebar collapses? That's something that we want, right? So how do we do that? Or maybe does it just pop up when the sidebar is there? You know what? Let's just enter and see. Let's just first add in the component and then let's think of how the collapse feature would be, because if we just do it right away, there are chances that it actually messes up the position of the card itself, right? Create a card component. Let's just say, give it appropriate name. Yeah, because we just don't want it to be called card. It has to be clearly put. So I guess this would again be in layout sidebar, right? All right, so sidebar newsletter, this is perfect. The naming is perfect. Just create the file. All right, it creates it inside this. Apply. Accept this. Make sure to save it. Okay, so don't we have a card component? Let's just see that. Where do we see that? Components. UI. So we don't have a card component. That's the most basic component that you need from Shadcn UI. Just go back, go to the components, find card, find this here, code. No, not code. Just install it. copy yarn, and then run it. So now this is basically installing the card component. And where exactly is the component again? Is it here? It's components/UI/card. Where exactly is this? Components/UI/card, components/UI/ I don't find it. Okay, let's just ask that. Okay, let's create a new chat. New chat. And let's just ask, where is card.tsx? It's just going to simply point out the card for us, and then we just click on it and then move it back to the folder that we want. It doesn't see a card.tsx. Alright, so I don't think the install process has properly happened here, because I don't know, this is weird. This doesn't generally happen. So let's just try to copy this again. Alright, so the file already exists. Would you like to overwrite it? Yes. Where is the file, man? Where is the file? Okay, so it's here. Okay, so it's here. It's outside our folder completely. What we just do is just drag it, put it back here, and then just delete this unwanted file. Yeah, I think now we're good. This we just have to fix. Click on tab. Without this, now we are good. And go back to layout. It must have solved this problem. Or if it still shows this, let's do this. That's it. Yeah, now we're good. Now let's just say yarn dev. Now go back to our app and reload. I kind of think the block has come a little lower, or is that how it's supposed to be? And I do not see the card. Where is the card? Now what we do is go back to the previous chat where we were talking about the subscription newsletter. Okay, there's something else that we want to do, right? We already have the card. Okay, let's just say copy this, and now let's just put it here and say I don't see it. Okay, but before that, just one more thing again. As you guys know, we got to re-index this. Let's re-index simply. Okay, I was supposed to command enter, and let's see exactly where it puts this thing, right? Because I can't see the card. Let's just try to reload. Or maybe we were supposed to yarn build, because every time you add a new card or every time you add something new, you have to yarn build so that it builds and then compiles the entire code base, right? And once we build it, then let's do yarn dev. And now let's see if it's here. It's still not. So let's just wait for this. First, let's update your sidebar content. Apply, accept, newsletter. Now see, it just still says create a new file. Though okay, now this shows up. Okay, what happens when we close? Oh, look at what happens when we close. That's not good. Alright, so first step, think again. Let's remove all of this. Let's just remove all of this. Remove all of this. Because we don't need these. We just don't know what's the use case of these are. It's just a template, so, and it has nothing to do with our dashboard that we're building, because our dashboard again is mainly a school competitor. Not, I wouldn't call it a competitor, but an alternative of school. And all we need right now is this community classroom calendar, members leaderboard, and about. This is going to be the minimum viable community product for my community, right? So for now, I guess it's just enough for us to just do community classroom calendar, members leaderboards, and about. Yeah, leaderboard is important. Each person getting their own profile is important. Yeah, I think this is super important. And for now, let's just keep it only at this. Also, I'm just curious of how this looks. What happens when we click? All right, so these are like clickable buttons, and it's also got all of these. Okay, I want to look at video courses. This looks like a video course. Let's see how it looks. They're all not video courses. I need something with video. You guys know something with video that's also free? Let's just search AI Incubator Agency. Okay, this guy is live right now. Okay, look at all of these. Makes sense. Buttons, and now classroom, YouTube sources. That's it. It's basically just an embedding of a YouTube video. That's it. That's not what we need. We're not gonna do an embedding. We're gonna do a proper video itself where you wouldn't be able to screenshot, you wouldn't be able to copy or download the video. It's gonna have its own watermark. We don't want YouTube right now. We'll have our own thing. Alright, so that's something to keep in mind. But until then, let's look at this. Remove all of these. I'll help you remove the projects section from the sidebar. Let's go to this and apply projects. Oh, I see. This is something that we got to remove. Remove the sidebar component. All right. These changes reference the code. Okay. This will remove the entire project. I see. So we just save. That's gone. Perfect. So that means we can just delete this. We don't need this. Will it still compile? Yeah, it's still compiled. All right, perfect. So now what we do is, okay, now what we do is, I think aesthetically, this, of course, it has to be a little smaller. Just a teeny tiny bit smaller. Maybe the width is a little too much. And then we just move it exactly on top of the authentication thing. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. I just want to speak. What I want you to do. I want you to move the sidebar newsletter card to the bottom, meaning it has to be exactly on top of the user authentication thing. Okay. Also would be great if you make the width and height of the newsletter sidebar component a little smaller. That'll be nice. Because as you can see, this is too small, right? This padding is too small. We can just try to make it a little smaller and maybe it'll look more clean. Okay, so I'll help you modify the sidebar. Let's go back here. Okay, sidebar content, and we just apply. Why did it remove it? We didn't ask it to remove it. Move the sidebar newsletter card to the bottom. I just said bottom, that's it. What the fuck? Okay, maybe it's just using the footer. Oh, makes sense now. Smart. Oh, wow, it also made it smaller. This is clean, bro. This is fucking clean. I just love this shit. I just love this shit, man. Look at how clean this is. Right? Previously, if you see, the padding here was a little too less, and also it just fits perfectly with how we just wanted it to be. Alright, so now let's think of what happens when we collapse. The collapse doesn't look good. So now let's think of what happens when it collapses, right? So let's just take a few suggestions. Let's take a screenshot first. Let's put it here. And now we just say screenshot of my current dashboard. As you can see, I have a nice sidebar newsletter component in my sidebar footer, and it looks really nice. But there's one problem that I have. Is that when I collapse the sidebar, even the sidebar newsletter collapses and it just leaks out of the small component of the sidebar, and it looks really bad, as you can see in the screenshot. Is there a way where we can do when the newsletter card or the sidebar newsletter card is collapsed, it just becomes into a small newsletter icon? What do you think about it? Or do you have a couple of other suggestions as well? What we're trying to do is that when we close this, the newsletter, it's just collapsing. It's just trying to fit inside this section, right? That's not what we need. We want it to be clean. So maybe we can have like a newsletter thing, or maybe this icon itself, right? This icon looks really nice. Maybe we can just use that, but I'm just curious to see what it does. All right, let's just see what it does. Okay, I understand you want to make the newsletter component adapt with the side in the collapsed sidebar is collapsed, similar to how other elements collapse into icons. I'll help you modify the newsletter sidebar. Okay, got it. Behavior. All right, let's just apply this and see what it does. Save it. Oh wow! Look at that, guys. Look at that. That was so smooth. He just had a simple newsletter. Okay, there's a tooltip as well. Man, this is so nice. Look at it. Okay, this is so nice. Okay, now what we can do is when the button is clicked, it basically opens the sidebar, and now you can just basically just type in your email. Let's do that. Now let's make it so that when collapsed and clicked on the newsletter icon, it simply opens up the sidebar. So it's a very simple thing. Basically what I'm trying to aim for is when the newsletter icon is pressed, it just opens the sidebar, and then the person can simply enter their email in. Okay, now let's see what it does. So this is what I like about UI. I mean, once you have your folder structure ready, you can just go gaga on the UI that you want to build. I mean, you could just you're just free to make whatever changes you want, man. That's what I really like about this. All right, so now it's supposed to be sidebar newsletter and apply. Okay, click. Let's see what it does. All right, so this is our newsletter. We collapse this. Wow, guys, this is the future of coding. I do not try to. I mean, see, I was watching a video where Sam Altman says he really thinks that coding is still far away for non-coders. Non-coders still can't code. I say, Sam Altman, you're wrong. Non-coders can code right now thanks to your innovation, thanks to Claude, thanks to Anthropic, thanks to the OpenAI team, NVIDIA, everybody who's been working on all of this since decades. Without you guys, non-coders would never be able to code. But now we have the power to code, man. This is fucking ingenious. This is the future, man. This is the future. Whew. All right. So I don't like it saying subscribe to our newsletter. I just wanted to say subscribe to my newsletter. Let me just find where this is. Subscribe to my newsletter. It's gonna be my newsletter. Okay. Opt in to receive updates and news about the sidebar. I think it just changed about AI. Okay, I guess AI. I mean, for now we can just leave it here. Updates and news about opt in to stay on top of AI trends. Maybe I can just work on the copy later for now. But this looks really good. This looks nice. Okay, so now what we need is, once the person subscribes, what would it say? I guess for that, we can use Magic UI Design. And there's a whole ShadCN UI template GitHub. I think it says awesome. Yeah, this one. I mean, this has so many other components of built on top of ShadCN UI. So we can just basically use all of these. It's called Band UI. I'm not sure. I haven't used any of these. Magic button. Okay, this looks nice. Yeah, I think basically I can just use a couple of these components for my own sidebar. Okay, 3D tilt. Doesn't look that good. Magnetic button. Scroll down. Marquee effect. Let me just think about it. Maybe for now I can just leave it like that, but I can just go ahead and work on this again. Well, let's just cancel this for now. I think we're good. But let's just look again into Magic UI components. It'll be great to use a nice button for a newsletter, right? So let's just look into a nice button. Rainbow, no. Shimmer, not really. Shiny, nope. This is crazy. Maybe we can use this. What if we use this? What if we use this here? Instead of just being that boring button, we can just have this. You know what? What I'm going to do is just go here, copy this code, and now let's go here. I want you to change the subscribe button in the sidebar newsletter to this. I'm just curious to see what it does. It doesn't always work on the first attempt, but it takes a little bit of trial and error. But for now, let's just try and see how it looks. Okay, I'll help you modify the sidebar newsletter component to use the animated subscribe button based on the code snippet provided. Yes, that's what I wanted you to do. Let's see what it does. I'm excited to see this button. All right, click on sidebar, apply to entire file. It just says that, but we do not have Magic UI animated subscribe button, right? So I guess we'll have to install this manually. You know what? Let's just do this. Yarn. Okay. So I think it must be adding. So let's see where exactly it has downloaded this. Must be in components. Outside again. Components animated subscribe button. Let's just take it back again to UI. Drag. Drop. Alright, so we just change the file location. All we have to do is click on tab. Not just tab. Let's wait a second again. I don't know why I'm not getting the prompt. What we can do is resync or let's just do it manually. It's source app components, and then it's going to be, okay, not magic UI, it's just going to be UI. Perfect. Now let's do yarn build, and then we do yarn dev. Compiling. Yarn dev, reload, and let's see how the button looks. It's just too big. It's just way too big, way too glitchy. I just do not like it. You know what? Let's just revert back to our sidebar. Was it this? Let's just revert back for now because I don't like it that much. Alright, so this is good. This is good. Okay. This is good. Okay. Oh, there was something else that I want to do. So I think we can basically work on this. Do you guys see this line? Maybe this line is something that we can work on. And what else do we have to work on? All right, so let's just change this. We don't want it to have this team selection thing. So let's just go back and let's just look at this code. Let's look at sidebar. Or we can just ask it to remove the team selection thing. And just click on this. Always make sure to take screenshots and put it in because it'll have better context on what you're trying to build. So now let's say I want you to work on the top part of the sidebar. As you can see in Acme Inc., I don't want the team selection thing anymore because it's just going to be one company itself. So for now, let's just remove all those team selection, the adding card, all of that. It's just going to be simple one company with the icon, name, and the enterprise thing. That's all. Simple. It does. Reading 41 files. Also, I think I can just push it on Vercel for now because that way you guys can also see what I am building, right? All right, so it's supposed to be on the sidebar header, and then we just apply. Okay, so we just simply delete all of those. Perfect. That's it, guys. That's it. We are good. I still kind of feel there's a little bit too much gap here. I mean, I just feel that way. I don't know. Maybe it changed when we were working on something. Maybe it did change. I don't know. Okay, maybe it did change. And now what we can do is let's just change Acme Inc. Acme Inc. ACME. Why can't I find it? ACME. It's supposed to be here. Where is it? Alright, so we just go change this to harshit.io. Alright, harshit.io. Harshit.io, we just call it harshit.io? What if we call it Harshit Ventures? Harshit Ventures. Harshit Ventures also sounds good. But you know what? I don't know what to even name it. If you guys have suggestions, please do share. But for now, let's just have it like this. And maybe I can have my photo. I can have my photo as Iron Man in this, right? Alright, so I'm just kidding. Let's move on to the next thing. This playground models. Okay, all of this is there. Okay. Got it. There's a tiny scroll bar as well. That is good. You know what? Let's work on the dark mode and white mode. That's something that I want to work on. Let's work on the dark mode and white mode because I just want to see how the dark mode looks like as well. So now let's go back to the code. Alright, so we're already 47 minutes in. I guess the dark mode, light mode would be the last thing that we can work on right now. I'll just post and push this out, and then we just keep moving forward, right? So that's something that we can do. So for now, let's just work on this thing. So I personally want the dark mode light mode button here. So something that I really like is v0.dev. v0 has a very clean dark mode button. I can just copy this, but I did try that and it doesn't look really nice in my thing. Maybe we can just have an icon and then theme, and then when we just click on that, it just changes. All right, so now let's take a screenshot, put it back in, and now let's say I want you to add a tiny section just above the logout button saying theme. And instead of having a normal icon, this is going to have the shared CNUI's dark and light mode icon, basically the sun and the moon icon. So the way it's going to be is that upgrade to pro account billing notifications theme logout. So this is how I want the card to be. I hope you understand the exact card that I'm referring to. I'm basically referring to the card inside the authentication thing in our sidebar. So I want your help with this. This is all hands free. All I'm just doing is just sitting back, just shooting a video, just chilling and just making this. That's how fun it is. All right. So let's go back to the footer and then let's apply this. Did it apply though? Apply? Not sure if it did. All right, it must have applied. Let's just cancel this for confusion. All right. And now we just click on, then we need to add the theme menu item above the logout option. Here's how we modify it, footer, and then we just say accept, apply. Did it apply? I'm not sure. Okay, it did. But it's not working. It's not working. So what if instead of theme we have light mode or just light mode? Yeah, let's do that. Let's have it say light and dark. I think that'll be more cleaner because just theme doesn't make any sense, right? Just this button and theme doesn't make any sense at all. And also, if you can see, this is not working. It's not functional. Like, the theme button is not functional. So what we'll have to do is we just go back once this thing is done. All right. So once this thing is done, we just say, make it work, or maybe something like that. Let's just copy, apply, save. Okay, it says light. Now let's move on to the second prompt. I guess we can prompt it in the same chat. What you to do now, when the light/dark button is clicked, it has to actually work, meaning meaning it has to make the whole web app dark and light. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm basically saying when clicked on the dark and light mode button, it should basically make our entire application dark or white, dark or light, right? So hope you understand what this is. Um, I just had a question, right? Because if you see this, it says light, but isn't it supposed to say dark? And then when I click on dark, it becomes light, and then again it says light. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but isn't it supposed to say the opposite of what the existing color is? I am not sure. I am not sure. Anyways, let's just enter and see what it does. Let's see what it does. The thing is, I just really like what V0 has, but it's just not working with our actual code. Oh wait, I just had to show you guys something. I also worked on this. I worked on a toggle button. Look, I worked on this. All I said was, just create a toggle button, animate it, and then it's supposed to change this. Maybe we can use it. I don't know. Let's just see how it looks first. All right. So, okay. I'll help you implement the theme toggle functionality. We'll need to add theme context provider, create a hook to manage theme, modify the drop-down menu, item to toggle theme. Okay. So theme provider.tsx apply. We didn't have it before. Okay. Accept. And then main layout. Accept. And modify the theme toggle button. Apply. I think it's applying. Now once that's done, all we do is yarn add next themes. So that's done. I'm still confused into why there is. Okay. Let's just accept it. Fix with chat. Next themes. Is that like a package that it installs? Is next themes like a package? Not sure. I guess we just go back to the previous chat, give it some more context using sync index. Once it's synced, package JSON, we just go back. Now we say, just take a screenshot of this, put it back here, help solve this. Let's see how it solves it. Let's see how it solves it. Okay, looking at the code, I notice you already have the theme toggle functionality implemented correctly. The issue might be with the imports. Alright, so issue this is just with the imports. Okay, so next themes, dist. I don't think we have that folder dist. Close, close, close. We don't have that folder, right? Let's just code again. Let's just prompt again. Take a screenshot, put it back, and say file for now. Can you clearly tell me where the next themes is? Because I don't see it anywhere in my folder, but it's already been properly downloaded. Screenshot of this as well, module not found, paste and then enter. But let's just run it again. Alright, so it's been installed, but I don't know where it's already installed. Where is it installed? Looking at your package.json, I can see, okay, it's already installed. Line shows okay. The import statement in your theme provider would be, okay, let's just apply this, continue. I see, so it's just supposed to say next themes. Help solve this, man. Getting a red underline under, just copy this, paste it, red underline. Okay, I was supposed to be under, just give me the corrected codes. Just want the corrected codes so that I can simply implement and then just start running it. I don't want to deal with all of these red underlines and all of that shit. Okay, so here's the corrected code. The rest of your theme looks correct. This, except apply to entire file. Alright, perfect. Now it works. Let's just do yarn dev. I'm curious to see how it looks. Okay, it's still compiled. Now we just do, oh wow. Oh wow. Look at that. Light. But I don't like the highlight. I don't want it to highlight. Maybe I can just remove that as well. But this is good. Also, it just shouldn't close the tab immediately. We can keep it open. We can just keep it open. Right, we can just keep it open and then maybe just changes. Yeah, I think this looks good. But I guess there are a couple of things, right? This is supposed to be the opposite. When it's light, it's supposed to say dark. And when it's dark, it's supposed to say light. So I guess that's how the toggling works. Also, there's a little bit of space here. I don't know if you can see. All the others, the spacing is perfect. This has an extra space. I guess that's it for the video. I really want to work on all these other components as well. But I'll just wait and let's see how the progress goes. But I guess so far so good, right? So far so good. This looks nice. See you guys again in the next video, in the next episode, where we keep building this product until we actually finish it and I onboard you guys onto this platform. So that's the goal, you guys being able to be on this platform and actually able to communicate with me, where I provide you guys with courses, with classrooms, with extra material, AI material that'll be useful for you guys. That's what we're gonna do. Also, there's Stripe integration. There's a lot more things that we have to work on, but for now, for the sake of this video, let's just stop here and peace. I think this is good progress.